Alright, today we're going to be talking about a 12-bar blues in the key of E. Most of us are very used to playing just a standard shuffle of going and the time that I've learned how to play this, there's been different variations, mostly using your right hand to accent what you're doing on this bottom part. So for a brief review, what I'm doing is in this 12-bar blues in E, I'm playing it in E5, A5, and I'll be playing a B5. Today we're going to be specific working on the E5 and the A5. What I'm going to be doing here is we're going to be counting as eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You see my first finger's on the 2nd fret. My 3rd finger's on the 4th fret. I don't use my pinky to go to the 5th fret. My 4th finger slides to the 5th. So what we're going to be doing is on the first beat of on the 1 chord is we're going to be doing a hammer-on with our first finger. And the way that's going to be played though with your right hand is you're going to be using your pick or your thumb to hit the 6th string. The 6th and the 3rd will ring in unison, and while they're ringing in unison, you'll be doing a hammer on the 1st fret, 3rd string. So you're going to be having, and that'll be beat 1, starting your 12-bar blues. So it'll be 1, and that's going to be taking the place of this first thump that we usually do in our blues. Instead of going, beat 1 will be, and our and will go there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This kind of gives a little more excitement other than just playing the shuffle that we've all learned in the past. This gives it some more motion. So, for example, for the first 4 bars, I'd be counting like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, don't forget that I do use my thumb to hit the 6th string when I do that hammer. So that's for the 1 chord. After we play 4 bars of the E, we're going to move down to our A chord. My thumb's going to be hitting the 6th string, and my middle finger or index finger will be hitting the 4th. This is the same process as we did on the E chord, but for the A chord, instead of hitting the 3rd string 1st fret, we're going to be hitting the 2nd string 2nd fret. So since it's an A chord, the first note we're going to be hitting is an A note to hit the open A string. So what you're going to be doing is going like this. So that'll carry 2 bars. Again, my first finger's got a hammer on the 2nd string 2nd fret with my thumb hitting the 5th string open. So that carries through 6 bars, going back to our 1 chord. Back on our 1 chord, we're going to carry through the first phrase that we did with our first finger on the 1st fret 3rd string. Now for the 5 chord, we have a lot of different options. The one that we all hate is having to play this B5 with our pinky stretching up to the 6th fret. And most of us probably swear like a sailor when we play that. But for myself, what I try to do is I'll carry my first finger like I'm playing like an A rock and roll chord here, but I'm going to move it up here. So what I do with my right hand is I'm going to use my thumb or pick for the 4th string, my middle finger for the 3rd string, and then my ring finger for the 2nd string, and hit those in unison. Now while that's ringing, I'm going to take my pinky, put it on the 1st string, 7th fret, and hit the 4th string in unison with that. What I'm going to do is walk it down chromatically from the 7th fret. So again, pinky's on the 7th fret, rings on the 6th, and then the middle finger is going to be on the 1st string 5th fret. So here we have a 12-bar blues, a little bit different. Let me take it from the very beginning and play it through for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be a 12-bar blues. Notice on the last 2 bars I didn't play a turnaround. It was typical in some of those older country blues tunes that there wouldn't be a turnaround. It's also for beginning playing to be able to kind of play this repetitively without having to stop, play a turnaround, and start all over again. But anyway, I hope this gives you a different flavor and take of playing a 12-bar blues.
What artists or genres would this be common in?
If we take a look at the mid-50s post-war Chicago blues, artists such as Robert Lockwood Jr., who was famous for playing with Little Walter, Muddy Waters, and his protege Luther Tucker, and as well as 2 guys named Dave and Lewis Myers, all part of the Chess record label, and backed up all the greats such as Sonny Boy Williamson, Helen Wolf, Coco Taylor, just a who's who of session players. They were kind of the Chicago A-team of the time. All that style derived from blues musicians that came to Chicago prior to World War II. Players such as Big Bill Brunzi and Memphis Minnie kind of started this rolling. The important factor to remember is in the 30s and 40s, most music that was played was not based on 1/8 notes, it was based on playing 1/4 notes. So a lot of the players at the time would be going. So it wasn't until like Count Basie and other big bands the late 40s did the idea of playing an 1/8 note groove really become prominent. So the players that really exploited that 1/8 note feel are the aforementioned players of Luther Tucker and Robert Lockwood. Thank you so much.